Okay, so good afternoon. I will be your teacher this afternoon. My name is Jay Clever M. Garcia, and I'm going to discuss culture. Okay, so let's begin with the topic. I'm going to give my motivation and before I deliver the lesson. Okay, so the instruction is divide the students into two groups on a 1/8 crosswise paper. The first group will write any sentence that will start with a question. What will you do if? And the second group will try to answer the question by writing anything they want to write in the paper. Okay, so perhaps I already grouped the class into two groups, and I do have the following students here, and they already wrote something. For Lara, for group one, Lara, what will you do if I fail this semester? Migo's answer is, I will laugh at you because I am going to call them random. It means that I'm going to ask a person's question, ask a person with the first instruction, and I'm going to call another person while I gave him or her the second instruction. So the second one, Luis, what will you do if I dance around? Marco, the second group, I will go on a vacation. Or Carlo, what will you do if I go to the shopping mall? Renzo, I will drink milk tea. Shirley, what will you do if I kiss you? Ashley, I will kill you. Okay, so this is my motivation. So uh does it make sense? Well, of course, it doesn't really make sense because in this motivation, we are trying to help one another in order for us to understand one another's culture, and without even noticing, we can see that here in our world or in our society, most of us are misinterpreting one's culture. And for us to be polite, we should understand everyone's culture and we should give respect to that. Okay? So now let's go now to the other lessons. Okay, so I'm going to discuss culture and its elements. Okay, so according to Raymond Williams, the first thing that one has to acknowledge in defining culture is that all societies have a definite way to live, common way of doing and understanding things. This means that culture is both given and created anew by each individual and generation. Hence, culture is always changing. So the first element of culture is belief system. In this belief system, or in this particular element, this is represented by a person with his or her certain belief and expectation. And these expectation and beliefs are already accepted as a true and other true. This is accepted as true by the society, and other beliefs that is not part of the belief system of the society or the community is to considered to be false or negative. So we have a sub-element here, norms and mores. When we say norms, this is what we call conventions or ordinary usage and conventions of everyday life, as known as folkway. For example, when we say norms or folkway, these are the cultural practices of old people or the elders, which they always tell younger people to say po and opo, to give respect to people, to give them, to kiss their hand, or uh, to give mano to older people. In this sense, they're making as folkways what is already considered as a part of the society, part of the belief system, to be considered as a accepted culture or accepted beliefs. While the more, this serve as also as a rule which maintains order in the community or in the society. Uh, can you read what is more? Of course, these serve as rules and maintaining order within a community or society. Okay, so I am going to give you example of mores. Okay, so we can see here folkways, the uh, saying salamat po when you receive something, or when you become grateful at someone. Yan, mano po. And of course, Filipinos tend to become very religious when it comes to our culture. And we always pay respect, especially to those who are considered to be elders in the society. How about this one? Hindi pa tapos. Okay. This is folkways or mores? Yes, mores. This belongs to the mores. For this explains that it is not accepted belief or principle that committing adultery or having other affair towards other people are accepted in our society. So it is prohibited, and at the same time, bawal po yun. It is considered as a negative impact to our society. Therefore, we do not consider this as belief. Okay, the next one, cultural values. Cultural values. It provides people with values that are ordered in a hierarchical systems of moral codes. They guide people on how to appraise and evaluate certain issues. When you say culture, this is heavily the belief system is heavily influenced by the religion and tradition. So it means that an accepted belief in a society or in a particular in a community is strongly influenced by religion and tradition for it to become a belief in a particular society. Any belief that is against the society or any beliefs that against the religion and the tradition of the society or the community is considered to be false or negative. It means that it will not be accepted as a widely it will not be accepted as a widely accepted principle if it is not in accordance with the religion and tradition. If it could create a peril, danger, and harm to our society, wala pang influence ng religion and tradition, therefore you can consider it as a negative belief, which means it must not be followed. But if the system is heavily influenced by the religion and the tradition of that particular society and community, tanggapin mo na yan. That is part of the culture, part of the community, part of the belief system, part of the society. Nakukuha ba? So, this is cultural values. Okay, so like in the Philippines, we Filipinos tend to value the family more than any individual. Okay, so this is a very good example of cultural values. If you're growing up in a society which there are only two sexes, which is the male and female, or two genders, the male and female, therefore we should be culture shocked if we saw same-sex marriage or same-sex practices, same-sex activities like gay couples, lesbian couples. If this is more, paano po ito naging mores? Kung ito ay mores, sige nga, paano ito naging mores? May gusto sumagot dyan. Sagot lang. Lara, ano sasagot mo? Ba't siya mores? Because, sir, ano po? Because same-sex marriage is heavily influenced by, is not influenced by our religion here in the Philippines. Tama yun. Bakit? Sa tingin mo, hindi? Catholic po kasing bansa natin, and same-sex marriage is prohibited. And the church is anti the same-sex marriage. Because yes, that's true. Kasi it is heavily influenced by the religion, right? How about the other picture? Ito, Muslim woman. She is a Muslim woman. Why do you consider why do you consider her as the picture, as a part of the more? Sige nga, Ashley, ano? Sagot ka, Ashley. Okay, kasi because she is a Muslim woman, and Muslim woman, when they are caught not wearing their Muslim veil, when they are in a Muslim country or an Islamic country, they will be punished. They will be heavily punished by the Sharia courts. And if they caught the if the authorities caught them not wearing this veil, they will be severely punished by the Sharia courts. Okay? How about the other one? Marco, death penalty. Again, death penalty. This is part of the more. This is accepted cultural values for the reason that, sir, kasi ano po, ano, death penalty is not supported again by the church and other people who are a devotee of the Catholic religion or the Catholic sect of Christianity for the reason that bawal pumatay, sabi sa Bible. Bawal pumatay, sabi sa simbahan. Okay? Nakukuha nyo? Galing-galing nyo. What else? Nakukuha rito? Any question? Do you have any question? Tanong kayo. Madali lang siya, di ba? Okay, so if it is accepted by the religion or tradition of the society, therefore you can consider it as cultural values. If not, hindi pwede. When we say attitudes, okay, this defined as at least implicitly as responses that locate objects of thought and dimensions of judgment. These are basically informed by value orientation of the individual. Wait. Okay, so in general, our attitudes towards people who do not share our belief tend to be negative, while we tend to have favorable attitude towards people who share our own affiliation. In case, regionalism, this is an attribute that makes Cebuanos to have a positive evaluation to their fellow Cebuano. So when we say attitude, this is an element of culture in which we are pertaining that we human being can locate objects and can locate our beliefs by the basis of our own judgment. So for us, we should have a correct value orientation of our set of beliefs in other individuals. This is the teachings of attitude, meaning that, okay, we should respect each one's culture and beliefs and practices. Okay? Because in this attitude, people, it is stated that if a person who do not share his or her belief to other people, they consider them as a negative reaction or negative impact to one's belief. Because for them, nakakasira. If you do not share your own belief to other people, nakakasira yun daw. Parang hindi kayo nagkatalo, hindi kayo may parehas na belief, hindi daw siya okay. However, if you share the favorable or the same belief sa isa't isa with each one or each of the people that you met, therefore, you consider this as very favorable on your part, especially people who share the same attitudes, the same culture, can easily understand each other. Eh doon ka na kung hindi mo gusto sa amin. Right? Nakukuha nyo? Okay. So what is this regionalism? O, malalaman natin yan. I'm going to give example. So pag sinabi natin regionalism, ano ba? Carlo? Okay. So pag sinabi natin regionalism, paki-connect ang regionalism sa attitude. Kapag sinabi nating regionalism, we are trying to express our favorable attitude to those people who are living in our particular region or place. So if people from Bicol are fond of eating spices with coconut, they will become very biased, stating that only the Bicol region has the most tastiest food in the entire country. Therefore, okay, that's the own bias of the Bicolano people. However, in the dry region of Ilocos, we as Ilocano people, I am Ilocano po, we can consider it as the most or the tastiest food that we considered are those food which we mixed with our own condiments, which is the bagoong, and our vegetables, different vegetables too. So very biased, right? So pag hindi na nagtalo, hindi na na-considered that only the Bicolano people have the tastiest food or most delicious food. Therefore, the Ilocano will consider them or consider their culture, okay, is not a very favorable for them because they don't share the same belief, eh. And if two different people do not share the same belief, it is considered as a negative impact within the two culture. Nakukuha? Okay, so mag-activity tayo. Okay, going to show you. Okay, so sabihin nyo na lang siguro. Pwede rin siguro ilagay sa paper. Nana Aida is an AV actress from Japan, is a proud Shinto. What will be your answer? Marco, sir, ano po? Belief system. Bakit belief system? Hindi hindi siya cultural values. Sir, belief system lang. The Shinto religion of Japan does not really support pornography in their region, eh. Although their people considered pornography as a part of their life, and they considered these AV movies as a widely accepted principles or culture in their land. It doesn't really, or the Shinto religion does not really support the pornography in Japan itself. Yes, correct. This belief system, this is not cultural values. How about number 2? Okay, Renzo. Close-mindedness of Latin Americans to the cannibalism culture of the Yanomami tribe in Brazil. What will be your answer? Okay, very good. Attitude. Bakit attitude? Okay, syempre, it's very clear. The Latin Americans are biased only to their culture, which is very similar with the United States. Although some Latin Americans do not consider the culture of Yanomami as very pleasing, especially they were modernized by colonization or by the era since they are living near the cities which there is a abundance of trade and trade liberalization. Very good. Number 3, burning of Protestant women who were against Catholic teachings during the era of the Catholic monarch, Bloody Mary. Ano sagot? Shirley, pwede itong dalawa. Yes, cultural values and attitude. Yes, because in medieval England, when people are against other religion, they tend to overthrow the empire and at the same time the Christian sect itself. So Bloody Mary hates the Protestant women since she was a Catholic. But okay, if the Protestant monarch is in the power, therefore they would or she would also persecute or execute these Catholic people. Naintindihan? Sa cultural values siya because it affects the belief of people depending on their religious belief. Attitudes, pwede rin because they are not respecting they are not accepting the religion of the particular or the other religion. They're not accepting or they're not respecting the other religion or other cultural religion of the other people. Number 4, Luis. The Ilocano people of Northern Luzon has a stronger support and love to their Ferdinand Marcos Jr. than Leonor Robredo, who is going to run for the presidency next election. What is your answer? Sir, belief system. Belief system? Bakit belief system? Any other answer? Si Migo. Ano sagot ng Migo? Attitude. Bakit attitude? Attitude kayo, Joke lang. Attitude, yes. That is what we call regionalism nga. It is still part of the attitude since regionalism, they tend to support nga other people's or their own or the product of their own particular region and the own product of their own place. May bias po sa attitude. Okay? Next. East Asia, madali na lang to. East Asian are fond of drinking tea since the ancient times to preserve a healthy life. What is your answer? Okay. Yes, belief system, correct. Preservation of the pagbubukod culture of the Hiligaynon culture of the Philippines. Again, belief system. This is correct. Since these people are, this culture are already widely accepted by our societies, and these are considered to be the practiced by our folks. Kasali sila sa folkway since these are considered as part of our culture. Okay, number 7. Yun. Miko pala nagamit ko. Migo na lang. Sige, Migo. Baby, naud tayo corpse party. Si Jenna. Migo, anong pangalan ng girlfriend mo? Jenna ba? Akala ko Jenna. Okay, Jenna. Ayoko love. Anime horror yun, di ba? Hindi naman ako otaku since pang K-drama lang ako. Sorry. Pang K-drama lang ako. What is your answer, Migo? Ayoko na sa'yo, sabi. Nagtampo na. Nag-LQ na. Anong sagot dyan? Number 7 is? Yes. Attitude. Attitude, halata naman eh. Pag di na nagustuhan yung culture, ayaw na, negative na, galit na. Tama nga naman. Okay, other one. Number 8. Sagutin na natin. Legal ang death penalty sa US, di ba? Kati, yes. Dito lang ata sa Pilipinas, hindi. Malakas kasing influence ng Catholicism dito sa Philippines. What is your answer? Yes, correct. Ang sagot dyan ay cultural values. If the culture is heavily influenced by the religion itself, in the tradition. So consider this cultural values. Number 9, bestiality is against the law in the Philippines supported by their own religion. Ano na naman yan? Ano yan? Cultural values na naman. What is bestiality? Lara, what is bestiality? Bestiality is, tatawa-tawa kayo dyan. Tatawa-tawa kayo dyan. Ano? Yes. Having a sexual intercourse with animals. Bawal yun. Masama yun. Makakuha ka pa ng sakit dyan. Number 10. PRRD. Who is PRRD? Tama, Duterte. He only thinks that the only way to solve the problem in the Philippines is to implement his own idea of extrajudicial killing. What is your answer? Tama. Attitude. Attitude naman talaga. Yun ang alam niya eh. Wala nang ibang ayaw niya ng influence ng ideas ng Dilawan, ng other party. Basta this is only my way. This is very pleasing since I'm going only to listen to my own opinion. Kaya dyan, bahala kayo dyan. Attitude. Nakukuha nyo? Nakuha nyo ba? Sigurado kayo? Okay, so what else? Tapusin na lang natin. Okay, I'm going to give this activity na sa demo teaching ko talaga dito sa school. Okay na siguro to. Of course, I would also want to current slide. Okay, I would also want you to choose a mission vision, choose a single word from your school and use it and write it in a paper. Choose a single word from the vision and mission of your school and write a short essay in a paper with your words. Okay, then create a positive transformation to our society. Okay, you can write 5 sentences in 1/2 crosswise. Okay, so nakuha ba? Of course, Eskwela de Sofia of Caloocan. Kuha kayo ng mission vision date, ng word sa mission vision nila, and then write it in a paper, then make 5 sentences each of these of the words that you uh, chosen in order for you to create a positive transformation of the society. Okay, we're applying the mission vision of your institution, of your academy, in order for you to create a special transformation of the societies as a member of the institution of the Escuela de Sofia de Caloocan. Okay, of course, you are also going to become a very successful professional in the future. So let us help each other in order for us to, of course, to help one another in order for us to attain our aspirations, our goals, okay, the future of this, of our life. Let us, of course, class, let us also pray to God that this pandemic will end soon, not only for the sake of our economy, to our health, to our security, but also for the healing of our planet, of our Mother Earth. I am asking you to do this in order for us to also to help one another. You can do this. I can do this. You can do this. We can do this. That's why you, in this particular activity, you really need to base your answer in the mission, the vision mission of your academy, of your school, in order for you to become a very productive and a very significant member of the of your school. You help your school, you help yourself, you help one another. I'm going to help you. And together we can attain a very successful future. Thank you po, Escuela de Sofia of Caloocan Incorporated. Thank you.